remember the cool blue waters of Raptoria? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to BASTIDE for episode 2, where today we're going to try to focus on building our farms for making grain, and then eventually turning that, of course, into flour, and then baking it to make bread. Good to see you all back for this brutal city builder game. This has been a lot of fun so far, so thank you guys for supporting the channel by smashing that like button. Welcome to the new subs. If you just subbed, well, thank you very much. And also, you wonderful members who've been joining left and right like crazy by smashing that join button. I hope you've all been enjoying the channel as much as I've been enjoying playing games with all of you. We got ourselves a lot of trees that are being grown here. This is kind of nice. We've actually got a lot of trees that are being cut down, but also a lot of trees that are being replanted too, which is good because we'll need a lot of wood for the coming winter. It is August of our next year, our second year in our village. We got a lot of food, but we also need to make sure that we maintain a lot of other things, including firewood and clothing, in order to keep everybody nice and toasty. But since it is the middle of summer, now would be a good time to probably prepare for our next spring, which will be for planting wheat, and then eventually we'll need to build ourselves the mill as well. Well, let's get to it then. Of course, let's see, I think we're up to, we're actually at 17 out of 17 people. So I wonder what our, you know what would be really helpful in this game is if we had a chart to figure out exactly who's working where. Otherwise, I got to do the math in my head, considering that it's been a little bit since I played, since our last episode. Let's see here, we got 2, 5, and then I believe this is another 2 here. Oh no, 3 at the mine. Okay, so we got 3 plus, and 1 at the fire. Okay, hold on. Just let me get my bearings for a second. Oh, yeah. This is 1 here and 1 here. Got it. Okay. All right. So then we should have enough people to work on our farms for the next year, but we are going to need some more homes, including pastures to hold some of the animals, too. Oh, it looks like pastures might actually require wood to be constructed. I'm not sure. We do want to get some chickens going, and also some pigs and cows and other things that we can have. So let's make a pasture wherever we have open space. I guess the best place to put it would be probably over by the forestry huts and whatnot. They're regrowing trees, but it looks like they're not growing near the town. So let's make a small pasture over here, and that's about as small as we can make it. Oh, deer! We've caught a deer. Excellent. That's traditional of how pastures are actually built. If you don't know, cows and such aren't actually like bred and brought into areas in order to breed. They're just built around the animals, and they just happen to be captured there. That's how it truly works in real life. You probably didn't know. Lucky I was here. All right, let's go ahead and see what we can make here then. Looks like we can put sheep, chickens, cows, or pigs here. Chickens will probably be a good start. We're going to actually have to feed these animals, so I probably shouldn't do this until we have something to feed them. Sheep may be able to graze off the ground. Oh, look at that, a pig just walking in here. How convenient. Chickens probably need grain. Cows probably need grain as well. Hay for the winter, and then of course pigs too. It doesn't look like there's any animal sheds or anything required in this game, so we should be able to just capture them and do that, but I guess that was an easy build, so that's going to be a good idea for chickens in the future. Let's build one for, if we have chickens, I'm going to need then maybe cows next. I think that'd probably be 2 good things to have. I'm more concerned about food than I am anything else, like wool and such will come in time, but we can eventually get that through the gatherers, so that should be just fine. Alright, looks like we need a lot more wood here, and I've noticed, by the way, I've built, you know, this giant forestry building here, but the forester is not really bringing in as much wood as I thought. It seems like we're bringing in more wood by instructing the people to actually cut the trees down manually than by actually doing anything at the forester building. So I'm just going to authorize a bunch of trees to be cut down. Whoever and whenever they want to cut those down will be just fine with me. Let's speed up time, too, as it's now night in August here. This game is looking nice, though. I think there needs to be a lot of improvements to this game in order for it to be, you know, kind of a fully functioning game in terms of adding challenge and progression. But the pieces are here. They just need to be put together. So a big ups to the developers for sticking with it and adding so many updates. Many people were giving it mixed and negative reviews, but I think it's been coming to be a little bit more of a game. And, of course, that's really a good thing. It is nice, though, that there's certain progression to it in terms of making pastures and things like that, eventually to make more complex chains of goods that can be eventually produced, such as clothing. Although I think cloth from the gatherer gives the same as, like, for example, cloth from the pasture for wool. I think they're still turned into clothes, so I don't think we see a different variety of clothing, but trading will be coming eventually, so that'll make things a little bit more different in the future. Not to mention that we can build a church eventually, so that's what we're going to try to do today, is get to some of the end game buildings And so we're going to need a lot of people working in those mines, but that means we're going to need a lot more housing. So that means we're going to need a lot more wood, of course, in order to make some of those things. Looks like we could probably build another home here, another stone home, if we get 12 more wood. Actually, 6 more wood, but 12 in total. So let's continue to give those commands for trees to be cut down. You know, I'm wondering if trees that are larger provide more wood than trees that are smaller. Some of these it doesn't let me cut down, but some of them it does. So I'm assuming that a tree produces 1 log no matter its size, so long as the game considers it to be a fully mature tree. Though, of course, in real life it would be different. A lot of elements of Banished here, too. For those of you who had been commenting, a lot of you saying that it definitely shares a lot of similarities from that. Ostriv, too, with giving it a little bit more of a... Feels more like the early 1700s than it does any other time. Okay, let's go ahead and assign animals here. I want to put chickens... Actually, I want to do cows and chickens to start with. I'm more interested in cows and chickens to begin. There we go. And then eventually pigs will be... Pigs, if they're anything like Ostriv, are, well... They certainly eat a lot of food, don't they? Pigs are very hungry. Okay, let's go ahead and build another farm for grain as well. See if we can put that over here on this side. We can put another field over here. Good, all the trees are getting cleared out of here. Thank you. We'll try to build another farm field as large as possible. There we go. And I do want to put wheat here as well, so that'll be very good. But we'll do that in the next year, since it is fall rather than spring. And that'll be a good planting time. Alright, well, the next priority has to be gathering people, supplies for people to make homes. So the manor, for example, is definitely something that we need. And housing for 5 is definitely going to be useful. But we're going to need to make this now out of wood, because we need a population boost ASAP so we can get some of our goals done. So let's go ahead and put another home over here, maybe. And let's just build another house like next to this one. So really the only thing we have to be worried about in this game is really just bandits that would casually attack our buildings and or our town. But it doesn't seem like there's any fire or anything to be weary of, but there definitely is disease. So luckily we've got that taken care of by having our healer hut. And then, of course, we'll have some more people here in the next year. Another goal is to try to raise our happiness, too. So our people have all the basics that they need for survival, food, warmth, and like a job to do where they can feel... I don't know if being employed increases their happiness, but I guess something to do is definitely better than something not to do. So that's good for them. And the next thing I want to try to make then is, as soon as we can, we're going to try to make ourselves the church, which will take 32 stone and 11 wood. And then, of course, a tavern as well, which will provide drink and music. But eventually we'll have to provide that with some sort of material. And I assume we'll probably have to build ourselves a... let's see, yeah. We'll need to create booze from wheat or berries, it seems. So actually, the brewery and the tavern together might be good, but I need more people to work on these jobs. So that'll definitely be something we do here very soon. All right, November of our 3rd year, I believe. Or maybe our 2nd year. And we have a blacksmith working very diligently at making tools, at 26 actually, to be precise, with lots of bronze that's being gathered from the mine over here. Very good. Let's go ahead and switch to stone now, as we really don't need too many more tools for now. We'll let the blacksmith do his thing for a while. Let's go for mining again. Should have another mine over here somewhere. Actually, it'll have to be built over there. So we'll need a little bit more material for that. 15 wood and 5 stone to build yet another mine. Well, it looks like our loggers are doing quite a good job of cutting down all this stuff. Man, trees are regrowing quickly all around town. Crazy. Trees are literally growing inside of buildings. They're growing more inside of town than they are outside of town. Like over here, there's like really no trees at all. But there we go. Lots of resources for wood. Okay, is there any more stone we can gather in the meantime? I would like to increase that amount too. Nice little boost to our economy on the outside. Don't have to walk too far for that. It is winter, December of year 3. We'll just say this is like 1750 or something like that. People carrying things one by one. It'll be nice if there's a cart system in this game. That's what makes Ostriv a bit more unique, is that there's a system to transport more and more goods, or carts or small wheelbarrows that people can haul before you have to do it with animals. And of course that would make animals more valuable too in the future if we have a stable in order to use horses or donkeys or whatnot in order to transport or terraform the land. Going to continue to ask for these trees to be cut down. I need to make these a priority. And also looks like we have 48 firewood. Do we have anybody assigned to the firewood shack? No. Not at the moment. Looks like we've got 20 out of 20 people. Well, this is great. So long as we get people in the town, they seem to really fill in those homes quite quickly. It looks like the happiness has stopped dropping so quickly. It is still going down, but it's not as bad as it once was. So let's try to make a building to increase the happiness for the next year. We don't want people leaving. I think the best thing we could probably do is a church, since that'll be an end game building, which means that once we build the church, it'll provide happiness with nothing being put into it. It doesn't seem like we need wax for candles or paper for anything for the psalms or whatnot, so that'll be fine. Alright, next thing I'd like to do, though, is try to build a tavern right after that. The last thing I want to do, then, is the barracks and the military. We don't necessarily need it, but it'll be cool to show it off and see it built. So let's go with, oh boy, I really want some more homes, too. What do we have for mines? I would like to employ some more people down at the old mine. Let's build another one, and we'll build that one there. And then, oh, it looks like it insta-builds. That's nice. Let's go ahead and do strictly stone. I want to try to get buildings built out of stone right away, especially increased home size. I like having a little village over here. That's kind of nice. These buildings look pretty decent. These are really good-looking buildings. Although they seem like they could hold more than 3 or 4 people, really. This actually, I think, holds, yeah, 3. And this is the same as the wood home, but it is more fuel efficient for the winters, so we won't go through as much wood. So you can see we went from 48 down to 42. So we're not consuming too much firewood, but of course winter lasts a little longer than January. And we'll see if we can start capturing animals then in the next year. But I want to do that after we have our wheat farm up and running. So let's go ahead and assign people to that. Oh, really? We only have 1 open worker for that? Oh, boy. All right, let's assign the farms to 2 each on the farms. We need to get more and more houses up then to get all these jobs done. I need an incredible amount of people working and living here. I think 25 is an unfair price for that thing, really. For 5. I'd rather just build another stone home and increase it exponentially very slowly rather than all at once. Let's build another home over here. There we go. Another house. Maybe going the other way would be fine. Just to add variety. It would be nice to decorate our town as well with small fences, barrels, maybe lighting of some sort. Maybe some sort of, like a small, oh, I don't know, pile of wood or a cart or something or whatnot, just to look different would be very nice. Alright, it is now February. Our people are actually tending to the land now. They're actually planting very early. Very, very early. Those seeds actually are at risk of freezing. They're not going to, is it germinate? Is that the word I'm thinking of? Alright, let's see here. Well, we do have everybody assigned to the mines. That's where all of our labor went. 3 and 3 there. So 6 people assigned to mining. And I hear more trees being cut down. That's beautiful. We need somebody to conjure up a new home out of the depths of hell. From the bowels of Hades. See here if we can cut down some more trees. There we go. All right, I want to see that church get up today. I want to see that be done. Ooh, this tree's tipped over. Is that supposed to be like that? Seems like this tree is, I think it grew incorrectly. I think it's growing at a almost 90-degree angle. Okay, that's interesting. Stranger things have happened in this real world, I suppose. Maximum firewood is set to 50. We don't need anybody working here. They're doing a great job. How are we doing with metalworking? We don't need the blacksmith working anymore with 34 tools, so let's assign him to something else. And that'll be home building. Cool. Actually, at this rate, we almost have the ability to build yet another home. With 15 stone, we should be able to build yet another house. And I want to get all these jobs fulfilled. Looks like 3 people are starving, though with 168 food. I'm assuming they just haven't gone home and they're hungry. So that'll be taken care of shortly. Good thing I haven't seen any craziness where people are dying of starvation, like right outside their house. It's kind of annoying in some games where people, you know, need to walk in order to get food, and on their way to their home, they're actually dead. I wish the game would account for that kind of thing. Looks like we are low on clothing, though. We do have our tailor working, though. And we should actually have, yeah, lots of cloth being gathered, too, by our gathering hut. So we'll have to put more effort into that as well. Though with an increased population means an increased demand of clothing. So that does make sense. Let's make another house over here then. We'll make kind of a small neighborhood looking area here. Okay, nice. So that'll add some more workers for us. Let's see if we can increase the population anymore. Good, now we have a fully staffed wheat field and cabbage field. That's great. And then we should have our hunter working, which means we're bringing in additional meat. Oh, look at that. They're actually instructed to hunt everything. I'm going to go ahead and tell them not to hunt chickens or pigs or cows or anything that we can domesticate. So is that just deer and wolves, I guess? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and approve everything because I've still seen some animals coming around. All right, I also want to get chickens, too. So we'll definitely need to get chickens and cows up, but we'll see what we can do. At least for now, we have everything in place. Okay, let's see if we can build ourselves a church now. 32 stone is required. And the tavern will probably be the super end game thing, since that requires 2 buildings to construct the alcohol and also to serve it at the tavern. Wheat and cabbage are being sorted here. Okay, we got ourselves 6 stone. 21 gathered there. 8 gathered here. So definitely a lot of stone being brought in from outside the world. Or rather, the city limits. We can also put a wall around the city, too, but that's going to be a very big expense because all these buildings are relatively, I guess, spread out. We could build the town a little bit more compact, but it is nice to kind of show things this way. Actually, we build the church right here, and I think that'll look rather nice. Okay, let's go for a church. I want to stay focused on a goal, and that's going to be the church now, so let's wait until we get enough stone for that. And in the meantime, let's see if there's anything else we can do to adjust labor here. Tailor, 2 out of 2. Let's see, the blacksmith can be shut down for now. Wood homes are looking fine. Healer's hut and gather are all looking good. Alright, very nice. Well, we can build another stockpile as well. A lot of trees being cut down by the foresters. Also likely doing some replanting. There comes a cow. Of course, I don't want to bring them in unless we have food. So I want to make sure we have wheat. It seems like we've only produced 1 so far, which is strange. I don't know how that grew when they planted it at the beginning of the year. I don't know how they harvested it. I guess technically it's not been gathered, so it's being produced but not yet gathered, so that makes sense. 61 cabbage has been gathered in the last year, though. That's very good. Okay, so the church requires 32 stones, so that's going to be a very busy time for them. Let me see if there's any other mines around. I just want to see where else there might be mines. Also, it doesn't seem like in this game you're allowed to choose where you start. And I think the map is also procedurally generated each time, or that it's the same map every time, not randomly generated or anything. But that could add for some interesting changes to the game, like in Banished, for example, when you can choose the amount of water and rocky land and such. Definitely makes for a more interesting game in the long run. Oh wow, the fishing hut produced 42 fish. The waters of Raptoria are definitely plentiful. Beautiful. Glory to Raptoria. Down below in that comment section, if you haven't already, I'll be hearting your comments if you do that as well. So thanks, and I hope you're enjoying so far. This is actually quite a lot of fun. It's good to see all the cities starting to grow quite quickly. And now we have 17 of the required 32 stone. Next thing we could build is... Oh, that takes 11 wood, so we're good on that. Wow, we can almost build another home in the meantime, though that'll take quite a bit of our materials. Even a wooden home requires 4 stone. Adequate warmth and comfort. Chilly with little comfort. Chilly and uncomfortable. Cold and uncomfortable for a twig hut, I see. Okay. So we're at 20. We almost need that 32. Getting pretty close. Unfortunately, I can't put any more mines nearby. Looks like nobody's at work at the mine. Oh, somebody must have died. We must have lost somebody. 26 out of 26, though, quickly replaced. I would assume, then, that somebody may have died of old age. Or there was an accident. I actually can't tell whenever there's death. Although I don't know what exactly occurred. Might actually be due to a lack of clothing, but it is June, so it's unlikely that they died from cold. Well, death is inevitable. Of course, we all know that nothing for life is sure except for death and death. Those are the only 2 things. Let's see. Taxes? No, not for everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can assign more trees to be cut. I guess I'll approve some more trees for removal. All right, a little bit more and we can build our church. We're almost at 32 stone. Beautiful. We have 3 there. We have 3 there. We have our farm producing quite a bit of wheat here. This really looks strange, this wheat. Well, they're cutting it down now. Oh, they actually are using those tools. We're down to 16 tools now, so we can really burn through tools in this game as well. I'm assuming harvest season is probably when the most tools are used, since there's quite a large amount of people in a large farm field, though mining would also be a good reason to use those year-round. Alright, we have enough stone. Let's do this. Let's build this church. See how it looks in our town. Raise that happiness up a bit. Wow, this really looks like an old French church. Let's go ahead and build it maybe... Oh boy. Let's build it this way. There we go. That's a perfect site. A sight to behold. Alright, let's go ahead and switch our mines now from stone to... We'll go bronze. And then that way we should be able to employ some more blacksmiths very soon. And the church is complete with literally no time at all. That's amazing. Provides a place for morning prayer. This will raise happiness. Good. I'm glad it's a simple building, too, and that there's not a lot of management to it. Hopefully that will increase happiness every morning then. So we're stuck at 44. Let's see if we can get that up over 50 at least. So long as we know we're in the incline, it'll just take a little time. So more homes to be constructed then. So now we're operating a blacksmith. We have 1 blacksmith there. So now we should be able to provide more tools. Let's go ahead and prepare firewood then for the winter. Good. And then we just need to continue to construct homes, so it just takes as long as it takes for them to bring in stone, since the best home is probably the stone home. ET stone home. Made that joke last time, but it's good. It needed to be brought back. Let's go ahead and approve for more mining. Oh, lots of stone over here as well. Let's go ahead and bring all this stuff in. Looks like it's just a pile of bricks to me, like somebody just dropped off a bunch of bricks outside of a truck or something. We'll go ahead and improve all that, because that is going to be really useful for us. Wait a minute, is that... Oh, it is all stone. It almost looks like iron down here, though. Like a dark pile of rocks. I would assume it would just be maybe iron to just be smelted down. Cool. I guess we could only get that then through the mines. Same with the bronze. Is there a pig hanging outside? Oh, I see. It was the shininess from the rock there. Okay, bronze is being made into tools. We have a good amount of tools. Stone is coming in. We should have enough for a stone house shortly. We're about almost halfway there. And the wheat harvest is still taking place. There, now it's looking really good. That's weird. How come they seem to have harvested some of the wheat? Seems like the harvest goes on year-round. In fact, I wouldn't even imagine they would start harvesting it until late August in September. Well, regardless, that's going to bring in a lot of wheat for us, which can be then put into storage. We won't be able to use that until we build our mill, so that'll be the next thing, but we need more workers in order to get that functional. So let's build yet another home. And we'll build a house, I think, pointing this direction. There we are. Cool. Well, I like the things being oblong and not, you know, necessarily built in a grid pattern, but more just being built in the land. Looks good so far. Alright, with the church complete, we have no clothing left. That's interesting. In use is 18. So we have some people running around nude, even though we have our gatherer working, who gathered 21 cloth. Wow, food is actually increasing quite a bit. That's very good. Geez, that means one wheat field making enough flour to make bread is going to put us probably up over 300 food, I'm hoping, in the next year. Okay, so let's see what else we need for food then. So the mill production can take place, so we can start making wheat now into flour with the mill over here. So let's put that facing the river maybe. There we go. And then we should be able to put down a bakery next. And we will be able to put some of that stuff to use in the winter. Looks like all the wood has been brought back up to 50 again. Let's get rid of that person. And we'll put them on maybe construction. Actually, we can take a look here at people. You can see what they have and what they don't have. So quite a few of them are actually missing clothing. So we'll need to find sheep in order to domesticate. But it might take wheat in order for them to be... no pasture for sheep, yeah. Okay, well, I think we're going to change from chickens to sheep then. Although, who will take sheep then to turn it into... Let's see, wool. Oh, here. So I'm assuming that the pasture, if populated by somebody, will actually take the sheep and will take care of them and then maybe slaughter them when the time comes. And also... Here, let's get a bunch of those sheep there. Wonder what the animal management is for sheep. I wonder how many can be held inside of a pasture right now. We'll have to find that. Then I want to do cows too. I'm hoping that the cows can also eat wheat. As in like straw and hay and other things are just magically provided by the farm field. We'll see. Nice that cows are randomly walking around like that. And it looks like we have ourselves some sheep inside the pen. Excellent. So it looks like the capacity is 10. Excellent. So we have ourselves 10 capacity for sheep, 10 capacity for cows. That's very good. And it looks like we just got some deer, like, standing around. Let's get rid of these deer. That's confusing to see them standing in the pasture like that. Okay. So now we're making plenty of tools. Now we just need more clothing from the wool at the pasture. And now we have somebody to make flour. Ooh, we have 2 people who can work at the mill. Good. And let's start making some bread for the winter. So let's go ahead and grab our bakery. Let's put that nearby. I think it'll look really nice over here like this. Hopefully, the AI in this game is smart enough to send people from the bakery to the flour mill next door. In other words, I hope that when wheat is gathered, that it goes to the flour mill and then to the bakery and then back into town. But I have a feeling that they're probably going to bring first the harvested wheat to the warehouse. Then the wheat is brought to the mill. Then the flour is brought back to the warehouse, and then the flour is brought back to the bakery. And I just hope it's not the way. We'll probably build another warehouse over here, though. But all right, I think our food problem is permanently solved then. And I think the pastures are automatic then, so we don't have to cull the herd. And it doesn't look like they eat anything, but they are producing wool, so that should solve the clothing problem then. And the food problem, I think, is good to go as well. So now the next thing I want to do then is build ourselves well, actually, I'd like to build another warehouse over here then, so that way flour can be stored. And also wheat can be stored and hopefully other things. Okay, that's good. Whoa, everyone's running to church. Damn, they were like sprinting in there. Holy crap. All right, go, go, go. It's like they receive their orders for the day and then break out. Happiness is only at 45% though. Well, I guess we need some more buildings. I would assume clothing probably affects that as well. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else there is for us. It looks like the conjuring is taking place at the warehouse. Now, I wonder if we can limit what goes in there. I'd like to keep it strictly food items for now. But also, maybe it won't hurt to... Can I select stuff? I can't. So whatever they choose goes in there. And that's just the way it is. Well, we produced 3 bread. Bread is being produced. So our food problem is pretty much over. We can now make hamburgers. We got cabbage being grown. We've got cows. And we've got our... Oh, it actually looks like they're at 5 out of 10. Looks like that's 6 out of 10. Perfect. Very nice. So now it's really more of a question of how many people we can fit into this town. Just like asking how many lows could Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob lows. It's kind of the same thing. Let's go ahead and see here. We got 3 out of 3 at the mine. 43 stone being gathered. Good, good. Let's go ahead and start producing ourselves a... brewery. Perfect. Now we'll put the brewery in the same cluster of buildings over here because they all seem to require wheat in order to function. Oh, this brewery looks sweet. I like that. That really looks like a really cool building. Let's go ahead and put this over here next to the hunter's hut. I think we should move the hunter's hut a little further away. Also, I want to cut down that bigger tree. We'll leave the smaller one in place. Let's see. I'll leave a couple of these. There we go. Geez, look at all these trees in town growing again. My goodness, it's like 15 months later, we have like a 22-year-old tree. Start cutting down some of that stuff just to look more nice. It'd be nice if there was also a way for the forester to be told to like grow here and cut here, that type of thing. But of course, work zones are a thing that I believe are coming soon, and that are kind of a no-brainer for a city builder such as this. Okay, well, we are producing enough bronze for a while. Let's go ahead and go with stone for a bit. So we can now build our next building, which is going to be the Tavern. Brewery's up and running. 2 people can work there. Beautiful. Ah, looks like we can use berries to make wine and wheat to make beer. Excellent. So we can make both. So yes, please do make a mixed product. Then let's put a tavern in town, and we'll have to put that on the other side of church. And we'll have to put it over here on the back side of town, opposite of the church, I think. Maybe over here. Be kind of a cool place to put it. Ah, I really like how this really looks nice, that work area like that. That's why I wish I could put a fence around it and a gate and benches and such, just like an Ostrieve. It makes me only want more. That's how you know it's a good game, is when you want more. 15 people are freezing, so that means that we need more clothing, I assume. Looks like we produced 21 clothes. How do we see here? Oof, yeah, quite a few people are actually without clothing right now. And I think we're experiencing some deaths because of that. Unless a home just got completed? Maybe not. But we'll have to kind of monitor that. Would be nice to know if people were dying, though. And they definitely are in the mines, yep. Okay, so we're experiencing some death now because of the lack of clothing. And that's probably very much affecting happiness. And so the tailor and the sheep only need to be improved, I would imagine. We need more sheep. So we're going to need another person to work on that pasture. So that way we can produce more wool. Actually, let's take a look at resources. So if we take a look, we have ourselves... let's see. Under wool, we have 1. Under clothing, we have 0. Cloth, we have 3. So that's actually 4 materials that they should be able to make clothing out of. So maybe the problem is needing another tailor. Although we won't experience as many deaths in the summer. So let's have ourselves another... Let's have a nice backlog of sheep wool ready to go. So let's go to... Is it food? Yeah, pasture. Now, eventually, the sheep can be turned into meat, so that's neat. Let's build another big old pasture here. We'll assign somebody to that, and we'll get sheep on that as well. I hope when this one becomes full, I wonder if any newborn sheep can go to a new one, or if we need to capture new sheep. Although it'll be good to look around. I don't see any sheep, though. There's got to be one here somewhere. I wonder if we can eventually trade for that type of thing as well in the future. Oh, there's something here. That's a baby deer. Oh, it's a goat. We might be able to get goats then for goat's milk. Though I don't think that was on the list. Nope. So we cannot have goats. We can have more pigs. Oh, actually, yes, they do overflow. Although this says 0. Wait, what the hell? Okay, a sheep just randomly... Okay. I guess that was the best place to look, is the other one. Oh, and we have a... Is that a dead sheep there? Okay. Confusing, but alright. Oh, here we go. Have they captured that one? Ah, yes, they did. Okay. So hopefully we'll see some more breeding in the future. So we really need to get that tailor up and running so we don't have any more people dying from freezing to death. Okay, well, regardless, we are now ready to move on to our next phase, which should be the tavern. I guess people can keep warm with the company of others. Ooh, I like how this tavern is shaped. That's a really neat looking building. Let's actually put that right here. There we go, next to the blacksmith. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to address our major problems right now. So, oh, there you go. Oh, wait, killed in battle? Against what? Wait, where are you getting killed in... What the hell are you fighting in battle? Wait, what? Wait, who's... Wait, this is supposed to be on peaceful. What's going on? Who the hell... What happened? What's going on? What the... What just happened? Right now, this game is set to peaceful, so there should be no barbarian towns or anything. Do we just still get randomly attacked? What is going on? What was that? Killed in battle? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, alright. Let's get another gatherer going. I don't need any more stone or any other materials than that. Let's go ahead and focus on the tavern then. What the... That's just so strange. Okay, well, we need to make more clothes at the tailor. It's not enough. Oh, 11 out of 10. Well, go transfer some over here. Can you transfer some over here? I guess that just means we're about to kill one for the slaughter then. Right, how weird that is, huh? Okay, well, let's quickly... Oh, now we're getting people to die of the cold. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Well, actually, happiness has increased. Despite many deaths from cold and despite battle, happiness is up, so I guess that's a sign of good. Let's go ahead and get also the rest of the food ready. That was strange. Let's also grow pumpkins now. I want to grow the last of the crops that are available now. We'll set that to pumpkins. Do we have people working at the forestry building? Yes, we do. Okay, well, it looks like we got people working at the brewery's functional, the bakery's functional, the mill's functional. That means we've got all the food that we need. Population's dropped to 19 out of 29, though we are at almost a 60% happiness rate. What happened? I guess all the sad people died. What is this killed in battle crap? How are they being killed in battle? Like, against what? The pasture? What the... Wait, there are people attacking us. So I think I loaded my game and now we have bandits or something, even though there's not supposed to be. That was unexpected. I never built a barracks or anything because of that. We actually have another town over here that I think we can trade with eventually, but these guys are kind of NPC-like. They just kind of wander around and never really do anything. They don't really attack, trade, or anything like that. How weird. I never expected that to be a setback. That moment when you put a game in peaceful and then you're immediately attacked. What's going on? Well, that's going to set us back a bit, as I'm trying now to focus more on just trying to get people to move into the city. Okay, let's go ahead and continue to cut down trees. And we don't need anything more from stone. Let's see what other buildings we have left. The last thing was the tavern. Is there anybody who needs to work at the tavern? Yes. Oh, I hear fighting again. What the hell? Why are there 48 bodies outside the pasture? Look at this. For a moment, I thought maybe they were fighting wolves, but I keep hearing, like, clashing. Look at all the bodies here. What is going on? All right, we gotta... Now I'm actually more interested in detecting why there's fighting going on. The game, as you remember, at least as far as I remember, we set it to peaceful so that way we didn't get attacked. So that way I could focus on this. My goodness, I don't know what's going on. At least we're almost up at the 60% happiness rate. And that means more people will come into the city, but now some of the jobs that are required are not being tended to. So like, for example, the cows and the... Oh boy. This throws things off. Unexpected attack, I guess. Pearl Harbored. Right. Interesting. Alright, let's see here. Gatherer's Hut is still at 12. No clothing left. I can't really do anything about that with nobody working at the tailor shop. I need more wood so that way I can build another house, but we still have homes for 9. And happiness going up to 63%? What is going on here? This isn't the Raptoria I remembered. Okay, we have room for another stone house, but let's not do anything with that at the moment. Let's just wait till that population goes up. And we'll continue to fill the tailor. And the pasture. Let's focus on food and clothing. And also, food has dropped to 99. Oh, nope. Now it's increasing again. Maybe that's the neighboring town that fights against us. There is a bridge that starts here. And the bandits, if they were here, would start on the top of this hill. But it seems like maybe the neighbors are coming over to mess with us. I don't know. Alright, well, hopefully that problem has been completely solved. Alright, well, let's get back on the horse here and finish things up. Despite a weird setback, I still want to be able to complete some of our goals. So let's make sure important jobs are fully fulfilled. So the mill, important, bakery, tavern, all that stuff to raise happiness. We need somebody working there. 64%, 22 out of 29. So additional jobs need to go to the tavern so we can raise that happiness. Looks like people are going into the tavern regardless. What the hell? Wow, people in this town are weird. Oh, it would have been cool to build the tavern the other way if I would have known that was there. Okay, now we got somebody working there. Happiness is on the rise. Good. Same with death. Death and happiness linked to being numbers, I guess. Raptor 2020. Well, I was building another house. I want to try to make sure we don't hit our limits then. Huh. How weird that was. Well, if we can get another sheep here, we'll have our clothing problem solved. Looks like we have a shortage of firewood again, too, so let's get somebody to work there. It is June, so it's a good time to start. Any more sheep that we can gather? If they're not close to the base, I don't really want to mess with them. Ah, there we go. They seem to spawn at random. 2 will be a good start. There's a third one there, actually. Although I can't click on them from here. There we go. Okay, well that should be enough wool then. Boy, I thought we'd be able to wrap this one up quite easily, but because of the random attacks, we're good. So we built a tavern, we built a church, we have a healer's hut, we have stockpiles, warehouses. The bridge was already kind of here when we started. The only other things remaining to be built are the barracks, which will then be able to store all the weapons that we've been making, though they, interestingly enough, disappeared for whatever reason. Anybody else who moves into our town can be put to work in the mines to build the barracks, but I just want to see if we can get the final farm up and running. So we can grow pumpkins too. So we have pumpkins, wheat, cabbage, we have cows and sheep. We can get another pasture down and possibly get pigs in here. Chickens, I think I'd rather just have chickens. They just seem to be double producers of both chicken meat and also eggs, which is great for cooking and also maybe trading. Eggs last for a little while as well, so, you know, you could gather eggs and they would stay for a day or a few days, I suppose, even at room temperature. So we'll try to put chickens there. All right, let's get our population up to 32. Oh, fisherman died. There we go. 28 out of 32. Now we're starting to get back on the horse here. All right, chickens are the next thing. So we need another person there, but where do we find chickens? I guess we'll just have to get lucky in seeing one walk around. So we won't assign anybody to that until we find a chicken. But we've got the space for it. Excellent. Alright, 28 out of 32. The barracks, I'm assuming then... I wonder if people will actually live in the barracks. Or if that's just like an armory where people will go when there's an attack to gain weapons. 17 stone is needed for that, though. And rightfully so, I put all of our people in production rather than anything else. Looks like a lot of clothing is still being made. But it's still not enough. They made yet another set of clothing and still not enough. We have 0 clothing in storage, as it says there on the screen. And most people have clothes, but yeah, we're going to have to build another one of these tailors, I suppose. Which will require 15 wood, so one more log and we've got it. Alright. Well, overall, folks, I think we've seen all that this game has to offer now, aside from combat or whatnot. So I think this will be our last episode of BASTIDE for a while, until there's more meaningful updates to be shown. Though what I see here I really truly do like, and I'm excited to see more in this game. It seems to be mostly simple in order to get a town up and running, but really defending it and building a wall around it is more the ultimate challenge. So now that I know the basics to the new farming system that's been implemented, and as well as the pastures and also the baking, we can now go on to build a better town by making it more compact, probably building a town over here, closer to the mines, and then that way we can easily defend it too by putting a wall around it next to the mountain. Alright everyone, that's going to be it for BASTIDE for now. Again, if you want to see more of this on the channel, make sure you smash that like button. Appreciate everyone being here. Looks like our happiness is on the rise, up to 74%. Town fully filled with people. And nothing but the world at our fingertips. I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for being here. And take care, everybody. Wow, look at these people praising the dirt. How weird. They worship dirt? What? They should subscribe.